We are learning how to use the library virtually. Success criteria: we will know we are successful when we can place books on hold, mark favorite books, and find what items you have checked out. But first, let's listen and watch a book read by me, library lady / teacher, tech teacher. And it's written by Margie Palatini, and it's illustrated by Henry Cole. "'Twas the season, and Moose was merry. He joyfully tickled the ivories with a tune full of tidings and a flurry of fa-la-las. He was so full of ho-ho-hos. Even his moustache had the holiday spirit." But Moose was more than just a bit merry and bright. He was busy, busy, busy. There was lots to be done on his list of to-dos. But with orderly organization, a bit of regimentation, lots of imagination, and just plain old Moose know-how, getting ready for the big day should have been simple, easy. Yes, in all probability, just perfectly perfect. He wasted not a minute. Moose got moving and put some hustle into the holiday bustle. He went to work. He wrote cards and letters till his hooves hurt. Check. He shopped till he dropped. Check. He hauled home boxes and bags and presents galore. Moose had gifts for everyone stacked from ceiling to floor. Check, check, check. Then he wrapped. Yo, yo, yo. Then he ribboned. Ho, ho, ho. And on each and every package he tied a big, beautiful bow. Check and double check. So far, so simple, so easy, so perfectly perfect. Another look at the list, and Moose headed for the kitchen. He pulled out the pots, pans, and bowls, sifted through stacks and racks of cookbooks. He whisked with his left, spooned with his right. Moose baked tons of tins of cookies. Check. Dozens of cakes, breads, and sweets. Check, check, check. He made jellies, sticky jams. Moose roasted a goose and some chestnuts. He toasted marshmallows and yams. Check, check, check. Triple check. Yes, yes, so simple, so easy, but of course, so perfectly perfect. Decorations were next up on his list of things to do and get done. So Moose decked the halls, then spruced up the walls. He beaded, he bowed, and mistletoed. He gathered garlands, roped wreaths and holly, jingled bells, sang noels. Oh, good golly, this Moose was jolly. Check, 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 check. Last but not least, he hung up the stockings, each and every one, with special care, and just in time, too. Soon Santa would be there. Check and final check. Yes, sirree, getting ready for Christmas was an absolute snap, and so simple, so easy, and if he did say so himself, Moose thought, totally, utterly, completely, perfectly perfect. On that night, before Christmas, Mother, little Sissy, Bucky, and Junior looked all through the house. What a job Moose had done! Everything looked bountiful, festive, quite fine indeed. There was just one minor problem, if you will. "Oh dear," sighed the missus, as the five stared at one empty corner. "Oh my! Oh me! Oh gee!" "Pop, what happened?" cried Junior. "You forgot the tree!" That's true, he did forget the tree. Oh, goodness. Oops! Where would they hang the tinsel, string the popcorn, light the lights? Where would Santa leave his gifts for the kiddies on Christmas Eve night? So Moose pulled on his galoshes and put on his hat. He would find a tree somewhere, somehow. And that's all there was to that. So out went the Moose, braving blustery blowing winds and the cold. trudging through snowdrifts, courageous and bold. Moose first hoofed it down to the corner. Not a tree to be had. Uh-oh, things were looking bad. He went down every boulevard, street and little road. He looked down lanes and alleys. Every tree had been sold. There wasn't a branch, not a twig, not even one lousy, bowless bough hanging around. Nope, nada, nothing. Not a tree to be found. No tree, sighed a sad moose as he came home empty-handed that snowy eve. The kids tried to make the best of it. They said, "Oh, so who needs a tree?" But Moose could plainly see they were short on the glee. He knew he had to do something, and that's just what he did. In the empty corner, he stood and spread his arms out very wide. Then he smiled at his children, and he winked at his bride. "Kids," he declared, "fetch your forgetful pop. Some of that tried and true family glop." So back came the kids carrying a big pot of glue, and without a word to one another, they knew just what to do. They each took a part, grabbing strands, taking hold, then carefully, oh so carefully, they glopped and they plopped, they pasted and they pressed. They curled and twirled every which way a follicle could fathom, until Moose's magnificent moustache is indeed even more of a marvel to see. Moose was just a few needles shy of being an evergreen tree. They strung Moose with lights from his head to his toes, and draped him with tinsel, beginning right with his nose. They hung balls that was shiny, and bells that twinkled, candy canes, berries, and plums sugar sprinkled. Then they all stood back. Junior plugged in his pop. Ooh! Ah! Yes, Moose truly was one incredible sight. He was glorious and glowing, and boy, oh boy, was he ever bright. Then Junior placed the star on top of Moose's head. He gave him a kiss and a pat, and they all headed off to bed. Except Moose, of course. He stayed in the corner instead, still twinkling and blinking and waiting for Santa. Oh, so it wasn't so simple. And it wasn't so easy. And okay, it wasn't so perfectly perfect. But do you know what? It was pretty close. Ho, ho, ho. I love that book because Moose was a real, true problem solver. He wasn't going to let one forgetful moment ruin their Christmas. So I love that about Mooseltoe. He was such a problem solver. That's all there is today. Hope to see you back here soon. Now onto the library site. Ready, set, go! Exciting news! Drum roll, please! The library is open even though you are remote learning. We will have a contactless curbside pickup that's going to start, and it's going to be on every Tuesday and Thursday. And it starts tomorrow. Isn't that exciting? Woo-hoo! All you have to do is go to our library site, Destiny Discover, and request up to 5 library staff will pull the books, send an email letting you and your parents know that your books are ready to be picked up. Don't come to school unless you get that email. Now, we wanted to show you how to actually get those library books, okay? So the first thing you should do, you should always go to our semperpride.com. So that's our Semper website. So I've already done that here, but up in the toolbar, or up in the address bar, type in semperpride.com. Once you do that, if you scroll down to the quick links section right here, if you click on Destiny's Discover, that's where our library site is. It says Follett Destiny Discover, Semper Elementary School. So this is our school library site. I want you to click login. Never ever use this site over here. Log in using your Follett account. We don't have that. Go over to the Jeffco login. And with everything else in our system, you are going to use your your student ID followed by your password. It's the same one you use for your Chromebooks. Now, again, it took my information and automatically logged me in. Now here I am on the landing page, and it says, welcome, Lisa, to Semper Elementary School. Now, if you want to know how to check out ebooks, in the announcement right here, if you click on that little word that says here, it's going to show you how to do that, how to find those ebooks. And as you can see, I've got ebooks right here already listed. But let's go ahead and focus on books that I want to check out. So search bar right here up at the top where the little magnifying glass is. And I'm going to search for a title because I want a particular title. So I'm going to type in Pig the Pug, one of my favorites. And when I do that, it lists all the Pig the Pug books that we have right now. So, and as you can see by the little green triangle in the left-hand corner, it's in and it's available. That's what that means. So I'm going to go ahead and place a hold. And it says it's available and it'll be ready for pickup soon. Now, Pig the Fibber, I want to read that one, but I'm going to mark it as a favorite for now because I'm just going to stick with Pig the Pug first. I have a lot of other books I want to read. So then I'm going to come back up and I'm going to click on Destiny Discover because I want to change my search again. So it takes me back to the home here, and I want to type in Christmas books because I want to read about Christmas. Now, this Christmas search is going to bring up a whole bunch of different books. It's going to bring up nonfiction, and you can tell it's nonfiction because there's a number in the call number. Now, if we scroll down, I want to read a picture book about Christmas, like The Christmas Blizzard looks really good. So I'm going to go ahead and place a hold on that book. Let's say I want to read about wintertime. So I'm going to read winter. I'm just going to type in winter because I don't really know the specific book I want to read. So it brings up, again, some more nonfiction books about winter. But, ooh, this one looks good. Winter is Here. I'm going to look at all my options here. Now, I noticed something happening kind of quickly here. I want you to look at the call numbers. If it's E, those are picture books, and easy means everyone. E means everyone. Now, all of a sudden, you're going to see that the call number changes, and that, again, is nonfiction. If you see a call number with an O series or a FIC, that just means that that is more chapter books, and that would be more appropriate for higher level readers, unless you're going to read it with your parents. So pay attention to that, please. Notice that in the left-hand corner, there is a red triangle and it says out. That means that it's not available. Now, when I see that there's a little notification there. And if I click on that 2, it's going to show me that I currently have 2 holds. So right now I have Pig the Pug and the Christmas Blizzard, and says the holds are ready, but please wait until you get an email from us so you know for sure that we've actually been able to pull them. The other thing you can do on here is go ahead and click on checkouts. This will show you all of the items that you currently have checked out. If you had items checked out before we went on break or before we went on remote learning, it would be a good idea to get those returned to us. Okay, so take a look at those, like it'll say overdue or it'll tell you when it is due. Okay, so if you click on the pancake stack, you have a whole bunch of different information on here. Now I can also click my favorites and see, ooh, what's in favorites? I have a lot of things as marked as favorite. Okay, so that is how you do that. That's how you search for different items and place them on hold. Once the hold has been completed, we will send you an email to your parents and to you saying that, hey, your books are ready to be picked up. And at that point, on Tuesday mornings from 8 to 12, Or on Thursday afternoons from 1 to 4, you can come to school and look for a bag with your name on it, and that is your library books. You can just grab them and go. You don't have to ring the doorbell. You don't have to talk to anyone. You don't have to face anyone. Just grab your books and hop back in the car. Now, if you have books to return, however, when you have books to return, it's a really good idea to bring those back so that we can get them checked in and you don't get overdue notices. There will be a book return, a box placed outside marked returns. If you would just ever so gently place those books right inside that box, we will quarantine them for 72 hours and then we will check them in and get them ready for anybody else who'd like to check them out. Now, the two important things you need to remember. One, no more than 5 holds, please. 5 books is quite a lot for 3 weeks. So go ahead and you can place 5 holds at one time, okay? Mark everything else as a favorite and you can come back. Graphic novels. They're super popular, but we don't have that many of them. So it'll be really important if you would just check out no more than 2 graphic novels at a time. We will only take the first 2. So if you request 5, we're only going to give you the first 2. Okay. And that would be just super helpful because the kids love them and the graphic novels are always checked out and we want to be fair and make sure everyone can get something. Okay. So that's it. That's what you do. You go ahead and place those holds and drum roll, please. Pick them up, grab and go, read them, return them, request some new holds. That's it.